Yeah. Look out your window. Knicks fans is on your block. Y'all know the Knicks run the city. Pull them shades back. Look out your window. Look down there on the block. That's Knicks fans right there. It's about that time. It's about that time of the week when you get ready for your work week with the man that is so smooth. He does not require a chaser. Your main man, the real, still the real Anthony D. And your main man, Jersey's finest, the hood representative, Uncle Freezy. Party people in the place to be. What's good? It's number one Chief Rock and Knicks University main man, Uncle Freezy. I'm joined by the man that is so smooth that he does not require a chaser.
We still
the real AD is in the building.
Salute.
Now that is how you start off your Sunday morning.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, salute to the 718 boys. Salute to the 718 boys, man. Some personal stuff going on.
Salute to my guys.
They are still in the building. They are still rocking.
Corey Lee, Brooklyn Bully.
Yeah,
Brooklyn Bully. I was in a heated debate last night, and you're gonna be upset at me. A heated rap debate. Brooklyn or Queens.
Brooklyn or Queens.
Queens, who got the better.
Yeah, man. Who's the second and third best borough when it comes to hip hop?
No, who's the first? Who's the first or the second?
Let's relax. We got.
It's really only 1 2. It's really only 1 and 2. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry to tell the Bronx. I'm sorry to tell Money Making Manhattan. Sorry to tell all of y'all. I'm sorry to tell.
So we're gonna put Manhattan and Harlem together. So we're gonna put Manhattan and Harlem together.
All of that. Y'all can be together. All of that. Like suede and leather. Y'all can be together.
They go together. Right. So we're gonna put Yonkers, Mount Vernon, and the Bronx all together. We're gonna put all that together.
All that together, right?
All that together. So we already know who the number one borough is. Salute to the greatest borough that God ever created. The Bronx, New York is in the building.
Absolutely. But here's the thing. We playing poker last night. Shout out to my bros. You know, we know hold'em. If anybody's a no hold'em player, you trying to get your money took. You know, holla at me. I'm joking, but I'm serious. But anyway, so they're going through the strings of music, and Brooklyn is in the house, and it's just the guys. When we're able to get away from the women, so we're there, and there's a whole lot of this in the air, and
understood.
And he goes on this, yo AD, you from Brooklyn, you gotta be, and I'm like, hold on here, I get it. Brooklyn is the home of the MCs and a lot of great MCs, but let's never get something twisted here, okay? Queens, Russell Simmons, Run DMC, the Tribe Called Quest. I can go. The list is too crazy. Shout out to Queens. We still getting the money.
Shout out to Hollis.
Hollis, Jamaica, Flushing, Bayside, Far Rock, the entire
Inwood. Yeah,
it was such. And then because it was a heated, and then somehow Wu-Tang, and then somehow we veered to Wu-Tang. Well, who's the greatest rap group alive? Who's the greatest rap group? And then somebody said, well, maybe Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah, Tribe Called Quest ain't nothing, man. Shout out to the Native Tongues, the greatest New York collective ever. The Native Tongues.
Native Tongues.
Salute to them. And I know a lot of people have a different, not to steal your point, But chat, if y'all when y'all watching chat, this is how A and AD and I talk all the time. So for one, I can talk to him in a sense that he understands my passion and where I'm coming from, because he has a depth of knowledge on many topics. So when he hears me speak, he know I'm not just rambling on and on just so that I can feel like I'm right. He knows where I'm going because he knows boxing, he knows sports, he knows music, he knows culture. So when I get to a point where I start going on and on about stuff, like, I already heard this stuff before. And he don't get stuff twisted. Like he know where I'm
Yes,
coming
I do.
from, right?
I'll twist from time to time.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Freezy, it's with the debate last night that got so, well, because we're friends and family, and when there's money on the table and there's all different types of debates and stuff is going on, we'll tend to lose perspective because of the moment, and like I said, there is, Mob Deep is from Queens,
Right.
CNN,
Capone and Noriega.
I'm not even going with the layups, Nas, obviously,
AZ.
Cool J,
LL.
so it was like Lost Boys,
Oh my goodness.
G Unit.
Coogee Rap.
There's a lot. There was a lot. So I was trying to like bring them back into this, like, you could go MC for MC, group for group all day.
Roxanne Shante.
Yeah, there's no, Marley Marl. You know what I mean? There's just a lot of you can't speak about the history of hip hop and not talk about Queens.
Queens is definitely the third best borough. No
If
doubt.
I was in charge of putting on the
Curtis Blow,
the 50 year of hip hop celebration that they had last year, and shout out to them. It was still a good look, especially from this vantage point. There is segments that needed to be like explored. See what I'm saying? Queensbridge in itself needed a nice little 8 to 10 minutes with Marley on the 1-2, and you bring out, you do symphony, you bring out, you know what I'm saying, because they were that much instrumental, whatever their petty beefs are or past whatever, they were that much instrumental to, they needed a set. And just all the way around, they was, missing some here and there. And I know you can't get everybody, but if I was I'm like, no, it needs to be more of, no disrespect, needs to be more of the Bronx is in the house.
The Bronx.
Because it had that, we're in Yankee Stadium, the Bronx is in the house. Yes, we know it's the home of, but it could have been a bit more regionalized, I think. Just a bit more.
Yeah. We listen, man. We no doubt. When it comes to hip hop, we know the Bronx set the culture. But when it comes to rapping on records, bro, you gotta respect Queens and Brooklyn, bro. You gotta respect Queens and Brooklyn, and whichever order you put them in, it's flavor. It's that flavor of the month for you, right? But you gotta respect the fact that the hip hop culture, though it may have started in Brooklyn and then really kicked off in the Bronx, right? But you gotta respect everybody from every borough. New York City as a whole contributed to the entire thing.
You have older heads, right?
Right.
As I was doing some research, not even research, but I was just on YouTube or whatever. And older than our bigger brothers, right? They'll swear to you they are the godfathers of hip hop. They started it.
Right.
And it wasn't Herc. It wasn't the Bronx. it wasn't this element or that element. They'll straight up tell you, no, we didn't even know about the Bronx. Cats in Brooklyn and Queens, you know, Disco Twins and there's so many. Oh my God, I don't want to start. You know, Grandmaster D and so many of these older cats. They'll tell you like, look, nah, they didn't even start it. But the thing is, it's here, and you know, not to veer, but it's in a bad state. It's in a bad. Yo, you can't give me 10 hip hop records today that you listen to, Freezy.
No, I cannot.
You can't. You can't even give me 5.
No, I cannot. I did hear the new J Boogie though, the KOAT, that new J Boogie. I did hear that. That's hip hop, right?
And I like J Boogie.
I like J
right.
Boogie.
Love J Boogie, and you know, but I mean, like of those people that when we think of the state of hip hop, whatever, a J Boogie and you know, cats who really spit. They're not the forefront of the music. You understand what I'm saying? Like they're in like almost like, all right, they niche. We got to go get them and we got to play them and listen to them. But as far as, God forbid, you should turn on your radio. When we lost Mr. C a couple of months ago, we really lost someone that was still bridging and finding the good pieces and the good gems of the music while still keeping the old stuff alive. You know, I'm like, I can't find 5 to 10 records today. There's no disrespect to the younger hip hoppers, but on my playlist in my car, maybe I get one turn every 2 months. Maybe I'll find a young record that's moving, and I could be like, all right, this has some traction, and I can roll with it. But outside of that, you know, it's still the old, and for people who love the genre and love especially the music of hip hop, you should be afraid right now.
You know what, AD? The thing about the radio, okay. The thing about the radio is it was our purveyor of what is hot, but nowadays I don't think we depend on the radio anymore. When there were so many different outlets for you to get music from, you could stream it, you could watch it on YouTube, you could create your own playlist, you can do, and now since we don't depend on radio as much for our entertainment, remember when it was just radio, TV, and records? Remember that?
Okay,
but now with so many different outlets where you can go get whatever you want.
But here's the danger though with that, and I get you. And radio has its own issues and problems since the beginning of time. Okay, you no longer have a singular simultaneous moment where this is the hot fucking record or these are the hot records. Whether you could say, well, you know, we're programmed and, you know, we're programmed to believe that this is hot at this time, and because we've heard it so many different times of the day or whatever, that's fine. That's fine. And I get that, and I give you that point. But it still doesn't take away from the first time you heard that joint and the first time you was in the spot and you heard that joint, and simultaneously, you know, when the entire place erupts, because that's a hot goddamn record. And a lot of times we got that from the radio, you know, driving in the car, you know, with mom and pops, and from this era to the next era, we're losing that piece because of, you know, today and modern and business and whatever, you know, but it's not helping the game to lose it because you have all of these different streams and platforms, and you have to get a consensus as to what's hot by reading somebody's tweet and likes. Where did we come? But what? You have to get, did you hear what I said? You have to get a consensus of reading somebody's tweets and likes to know what's hot. There was a point,
Andy, that's not fair, bro. Because I agree with you. I agree. I think what you said is very smart, bro. And as a matter of fact, when you said it, you opened my eyes to a certain thing, right? But when you were saying it again, when you were saying it, I was like, yo, didn't we do that in 1993 when we was reading the Source magazine?
Again,
we just did it slower,
and it was a singular thing.
Yeah, it was an event. It was an event, right? When we read the Source, you had to wait for the Source magazine to come out, go get in your car or ride the bus to go get it, and then bring it back and read it. Now it's instant, right there on your phone.
But here's the thing with that, Freezy, right? You were reasonably assured that from after you listen to the records, right? Their take in the Source, you'd be like, okay, I can feel like at least I can understand their mic system and why they gave this 2, 3, 4, and 5. You understand? Or I disagree with why they gave this 2, 3, 4, and 5. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
there was some form of, you felt that the product that you were getting, it's not just, the chef just did it, he didn't taste it. You understand what I'm saying? And we might have relied on that a lot, but we didn't stop relying on our ear. We didn't stop relying to. At some point, the music changed to, and I don't know if you were one of these cats, but I was one of these cats from a smaller way, going to the strip club and hearing the next fucking hot record is in the strip club.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, whoo!
Close your ears.
Shout out to the strip club. I still don't mind.
Shout out to the ladies.
Oh my God. You would be there eating the shrimp nachos and, focusing on all of that. And whoever the hot DJ in the spot is done dropped 5 or 6 of the next hot shits that's about to clear the streets if given the opportunity.
Right.
We went from that to, like I said before, we're debating on clicks and likes on is this hot? And I know I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to our Knicks fans. I'm so sorry. We done started off on a Freezy, still AD tangent. I didn't say good morning to the Knicks fans. Salute to y'all. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know where we start.
I got you. I got you, bro. I got you. What you're saying, I think makes sense to me because the first time I heard a song called Give Me That Noonan, it was in the strip club. It's a song by Webby, right? And I was like, yo, this is crazy.
What's my chick from in Florida? That had that do it, Maya, right?
My neck, my back. Yeah.
Got my neck, my back. That's from the strip club Miami days.
Yeah.
Shout out to my Miami DJs and all them pirate stations going up and down. When I have to go up and down to 75. What? Yeah. You don't have that anymore. You just don't. So this is the danger that I speak about. Radio, okay, we always was fighting with radio to play and to program more of what we wanted and so forth. But at least when you broke something, there was a specialty. I was in the car. Oh, better yet, I was in the car the night that Flex premiered Ain't No Nigga, Jay-Z and Foxy, which is a tunnel, first got banged out in the tunnel.
Right.
For those of my old cats who remember the tunnel in NYC, right? Banged out there first.
How many times you got robbed at the tunnel, bro? Never? Because if you never got robbed there, or if ain't nobody ever try you, then you ain't never been. To be honest, it's straight up, bro. If
I'm
you ain't
keeping
never
it
been robbed or at least
I'm keeping it
if,
buck. I could never get in.
if
It
you
was
ain't never got
always
tried
is
at the
always a
tunnel, bro.
situation. The tunnel is, and no disrespect to the tunnel cats, because a lot of major artists and
I'm about to be
celebrities
mad disrespectful to the
and
tunnel.
celebrities. I knew a girl or a woman at the time who I think she tells me in the after, because I think I was me and my peoples, we were going or something Rockefeller was something. She was like, and I went to the tunnel like last year and I had on a cat suit. Oh my God. And she looked like the type of woman that could wear a cat suit, if you know what I'm saying, right? And this is when cat suits had just came out, and these women were feeling like this is the '60s again. They ready to burn their bras to get up in something that you don't need no undergarments to wear, right?
Right.
She said, and I didn't get past the security area. So what do you mean? She said they were hands everywhere. I was like, oh my God. He said, yo, and that's not funny, right? And that's disgusting. And that was a part of the culture and so forth. And we see what a lot of it, what we got here today and so forth. But a place like that back then, besides the music was, a very cage-like, animalistic type of behaviors and so forth. And yeah, besides all the great music that was banging out of there, and besides all of the robberies and things that was going on there.
Right.
But every generation has its type of things like that. So
Hey, so I never told you my Tyson Beckford story.
in the tunnel,
Yeah.
oh dear God, we need it,
Bro, you got it, bro. I promise you. I promise you, bro. It's a weird time, everybody. Right. So I'm just gonna do like the Cliff Notes version. So your man, the number one chief rocker in Knicks Universe, Uncle Freezy, is like
number
like,
one chief rocker.
I'm like
Get it right.
24. AD, I'm like 24 years old. I'm still boxing on the side, man, in great shape. Now, mind you,
Knocking out.
This is the FUBU Carl Kanai era. Remember when everybody was wearing the Carl Kanai jeans,
Absolutely,
baggy boxers, you know what I'm saying, little wife beater, whatever. So I'm outside the joint with no shirt on, right?
Oh Lord.
This is man. So I'm like, at that time, I'm like,
you was acting like you was Christopher Williams.
don't wake me up, man. I talk to myself because there is no one to talk to. Yes, and light skin, the light skin. So I was like the light skin model dude in New York, right? So I'm the light skin model dude in New York. If you can imagine, so at that time I'm about the bro. I'm probably the skinniest I have ever been as an adult. I was about 225. Just felt, bro. You couldn't tell me nothing, bro. Like legit, wake up in the morning doing my prison workout. You know what I'm saying? Pull ups, push ups every morning.
While eating Fruity Pebbles, dry.
Right. Because when you're 24 years old, you could eat whatever you want to eat and not gain an ounce.
And not getting an ounce.
Bro, so the ladies are walking. I could hear their heels tapping the concrete. Like, I turn around, bro. I ain't got no shirt on or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm turning around. I'm looking at the ladies or whatever. And the ladies are stopping like, hey, And so I'm chopping it up like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, hey, girl, it's, I'm about to change your life tonight. You know, so this is the game I'm spitting to them. They just walking by. They mad casual. I don't know. And a dude bumps me, bro. Like a dude bumped me. I turn around. And AD, mind you, I'm still on the circuit, right? Right. I'm the circuit. I'm not the Green Street champ yet, but I'm on my way.
Where you on your way?
But I'm on my way, right? But I'm on my way, right? A dude bumped me, and it's like 8 dudes, and I'm with my cousin. Let's just call him Eric. I'm with my cousin Eric, right? We by ourselves, and it's like 8 dudes. They turn around. I turn around and I look. It's like 8 dudes. They're like, "Yo, you bumped into my man," and I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna ask all 8 of y'all to apologize right now, and then it won't be
Lord.
nothing.
Oh
And it
Lord.
won't be nothing. Just say I'm sorry, and it won't be nothing."
Oh God.
Right? And so a dude is all squinting, like this smoky black dude squinting, like all his jewelry on, right? He squinting, and he looked like he work out too. So I'm like, I'm about to do this dude. If he say something greasy, we gonna go straight off the hands right here by these cars. The dude say, "Yo," and then, mind you, this is the egomaniac Uncle Freezy. I'm not that guy now. Of course, y'all know I'm Christian. I'm in the church. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm Christian. I'm in the church. I be praying every morning.
He leading
I
Bible
pray for
study.
y'all. But the dude, woman, he walk up to me. He like, "Yo, do you know who I am?"
Oh
And
Lord.
his mans in them is like, "Yo, do you know who this is?" And I'm like, "I don't give a shit." Right? This is me talking to this dude. So the girls start screaming like, "Ah, ah." I think they screaming because we about to fight. Right? I think they screaming. They're like, "Ah!" They screaming because of the dude. And the dude says, his homeboy was like, "Yo, this is Tyson." And the girl starts screaming, "Oh my God! Oh my God!" I'm like, "Tyson? You don't look like Tyson to me."
You don't look like no Mike Tyson to me.
About.
You don't look like no Mike Tyson to me.
You know what Tyson I'm thinking about? Because I'm a man. This is in the early 90s. And so the girl starts screaming or whatever. And then I see all the girls that was like all into Uncle Freezy, because
Uncle Freezy.
Then them. They walk from my side over there to his side. I'm like, what's wrong with these girls? What's wrong with them? Do they not know? So they over there, and I'm looking at the ladies like, why y'all going over here? Do y'all not see this? And my man says, "Yo, this is Tyson Beckford. He'll get y'all in his next photo shoot." Bro, and I'm looking at the girls, and the girls walk off with him, and they just go in the club at the tunnel. And me and my cousin Eric looking like, he like, "Yo, them girls crazy, man. Maybe next time, bro."
You see, and that was the end of the light skin domination. that was it. That was it right there.
I'll be sure. I'm sorry.
No more. I'll be sure.
I'll be sure on the spot, bro.
No more James Ingram. No more Howard Hewitt.
No more DeBarge.
No more DeBarge. All that pretty hair hot comb shit went out the door right then and there.
Bill Bellamy, I apologize, Bill Bellamy. I apologize.
Freezy let you down.
Yeah, man. I apologize. But anyway, that was the scene in New York, everybody. So we, like setting the scene for the backdrop for New York, because AD wanted to talk to me about a thing, about Jalen Brunson being the captain of the Knicks, and I'm sorry, we took the long winding road to set a backdrop. What we wanted to do though is give you a sense of what New York is like now and back then, and why being a captain of a team in New York is super duper important to the people. It's not super duper important across the NBA. Right. It just has a feeling, an attachment. It attaches a player to our fan base. Iconic. Being a captain of a New York team, in theory, is supposed to be an iconic moment that is going to be away from the normal doldrums of an NBA season, whether it's in season or the off season. AD, do you have a memory of memorable captains in New York? Not just Knicks, right? Because we'll get to the Knicks, but I'm just talking about what a captaincy in New York means to New Yorkers.
For me, for most of my era, it started with Don Mattingly, right? And I can't remember Right. Before Mattingly, they had for the first time, I think, in Yankee history, they had a co-captaincy with Willie Randolph and Ron Guidry. Right. So after those two gentlemen, at some point, Mattingly becomes the captain. I can't remember when, but it was, it meant somebody had to come out there every day, even when the team wasn't good anymore, and still try and perform and still lead by example as far as, with the fans, and still go out there every day. And as Mattingly begins to break down, you know, he's kind of like the wounded captain. You know what I mean? He's like on that bat. He's kind of like Larry Johnson, kind of, sort of.
Kind of like David Wright.
Yeah, no, not like Dave. David Wright is not Don Mattingly in his.
No, I'm talking about the breakdown part, not that part.
Yeah, you see it, but Wright just had a few more years. But you see it, and you're like, wow, my guy is still young. He can still do it technically, age-wise, but he's no longer that guy anymore. And the Yankees are going through an influx of so many players around him, that are not, guys who from different winning programs. Like, remember Steve Sachs?
Yep.
With the Dodgers?
Oh,
Steve Sachs.
Yep.
Yeah, Steve Sachs didn't come to the Yankees and then can't throw the ball to first base anymore.
He got the yips.
So, and then you got the owner, literally in public, behind the scenes, and every which way you can, fighting with Dave Winfield for decades, for years, it seemed like. And then it cost him his stay in the game. And Mattingly's still kind of there, going through this, as now the team is about to start to, bringing up the youth. And there's a core four, but those core four and people like that, they came through the Don. I'm just using Don Mattingly of it because he was the captain, because there was other guys there as well, but they came through a certain kind of professionalism and a way to go about it, which then, Jeter eventually takes off from there. So it was Mattingly, but it really was. If you go back and look at his 85 and 86 numbers, they're sick. You can put his 85 and 86 numbers at the time before baseball, especially for his position, because he's MVP in 85, I think. And I think Ricky Henderson was runner up, but because I thought Ricky should have won it that year. But if you look at Mattingly's year, it's 85 and 86. It's 84, 85, 86. Because 84, he wins the batting crown, I believe, on the last day against Winfield. Him and Winfield do like 343, 341. Some, it's not like today where people will take a day off just to protect their lead. They literally went down to the battle. But to be on point, his 84, 85, 86 are like his best years, and then the back, so he was the staple of a captain to me, and you could fit Brunson along those lines of, if the times really got bad, would he really be?
Hey, AD, I'm having an internet issue. I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay. So, he'd be that guy for me. But let me just slide through the chat and salute, some of the folks here while Freezy steps away when we're talking about our captains and so forth. Andrew, salute. Hinton Murphy, salute. Allah Wise, I saw you in the chat. I was like, Allah, definitely. I was definitely a part of the Travel Fox situations. I had a few colors in my day, but the importance of of being the captain and so forth, it says a lot. And with Brunson, to make a correlation with Brunson, remember the night, I can't remember how much points or whatever he had, but he was in the Garden and they were interviewing him and he started choking up and it was real. And the fans saw it. And for me, that's the night he became the captain. Okay, that's the night he became the captain because he's not taking the moment for granted. He's not, you know, how some people they get a sensitivity moment in the public and they want to, you know, they'll then keep running to the tears and you know what I mean. It won't be authentic anymore. And I'm not saying that's what you know Brunson did that, but the fans that was in the building and the fans that are around the nation and around the globe when they saw that clip of him. I don't know if you all felt like me, but for me, that was the night he became the captain. I'm looking through Dripmore, salute. 808 Empire State, salute. You know, so for me, that was the night that he became the captain. And it's important. Look at his press conference that he had the other day when they were asking him certain questions, and he, you know, and right away he's like, yo, it starts with me. Okay. And I don't believe that's him trying to be big-headed or him trying to put himself in front of the team and so forth. But he realizes that of this situation that he chose, okay, above everything else, right? He chose to come here in the lion's den because there ain't no hotter den than this den here in this tri-state, greater New York, whatever areas. Shout out to all of the y'all know who y'all and internationally because we're an international fan base. There is no hotter oil than ours because the shit can go just like that. You know what I mean? They booed a lot of the greats here. I'm not even gonna mention the names, but you know, you seen there, you were probably one of them that booed. Right? So for Brunson to choose to come here and to lock in, and you can say however the players got here that are from Villanova, however they got here, whatever. There's one common denominator. Brunson is here. And they weren't probably looking as favorable to come here if he wasn't here and things start to look different. That's no disrespect to Randall and anyone else that helped along the way to get this going in the right maneuver, but it's his show. And he's the captain of his ship. Now you heard him talking about it, just like, look, starts with me. This is what we want. We want guys here, and I'm paraphrasing. Somebody could correct me if I'm being incorrect. We want guys here that's gonna buy into the culture, that's gonna work hard. Only the captain can talk like that out front. Who else? If let's just say Dante was to say something like that, you'd be like, all right, Dante, you know, sounds good. You know. But it only means something is affecting from that guy. Because he's not only the best player, but he's the one out there like, look, this is how we trying to do these things. That's why Mikhail is here. That's why I took $130 whatever million pay cut. Because what? I believe in this situation. I believe in New York. I believe in this fan base. You know what I'm saying? Julian Blum, salute. Just Knicks, salute. We played the Pacers and an all-star was born. Which all-star are we talking about? Because Brunson was already born. Still Knicks, what up? What's good, family? Salute to the chat. Absolutely. Still Knicks, salute. Check out Still Knicks on the Nothing But Knicks umbrella. You know, those guys do great work over there and so forth. But yeah, but back to what I was saying with this, you know, being the captain. And that doesn't mean... Let me just backtrack a little bit here because I'm glad Freezy's not here so I can have this moment here. Everybody in this chat.
I'm here.
Are you there? All right. Well, pretend like you're not there. You go back and listen here. I'm just giving Sunday morning service here. The Right Reverend AD is back in the building. Okay. Brunson is not without his flaws, right? And sometimes when I talk about him, and I feel like, when people listen, I'm kind of like I'm so on the pro, and whatever. He's not without his flaws. He talked about it, about not passing that ball to Josh Hart, not once, but twice in that Miami game, and how much it ate at him. Me and a buddy of mine, we debated this topic, not Freezy, because we know we've already done that, for like 2 hours one day. And he was like, nah, I'm like, at some point in time, we roommates, we best friends, you my boy, we have moments where it's just you and I. You don't think I'm going to ask you, why didn't you pass me the freaking ball not once but twice with the game on the line? Come on now. They'd have to have that, or is you not real? That's like with you and your best friend or whoever, you can't have that conversation where they did something that was not productive to what the overall goal was, which was to win. You'd have to have that conversation. Like he said it ate him up, right? So that means he knows I need to get better in those moments. You know what I'm saying? I need to not only be an 80% free throw shooter in the regular season or 79 or whatever he was, but you know what? In some of these key moments, I missed a free throw or two that I should have made. Okay? And not that everyone doesn't do it, but if we're talking about things that you can correct and things that you can do better as a captain, this is some of those things. So, if you're ready to come back in, Uncle Freezy. The sermon is over, but I can continue if you like.
No, go ahead, bro.
So, that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, people. I had a little profile there. But yes, that's what I'm saying. Let me just look through the chat here. David Smith. Anyone else notice another coach of Knicks just jumped ship? Okay, which Scott King just left first? Johnny Bryant now. I mean, that's a part of the business, David. That's a part of the business. Guys are gonna come. Guys are gonna go. You're gonna get a better opportunity someplace else. You see what I'm saying? That's just inside relationships. You know where there's something better. Somebody's offering a few more chips. Remember, assistant coaches, they're looking around the league as well for the next opportunity that seems like, okay, I can jump on. If you Johnny Bryant, you knew, or you would have had to have known that Tom Thibodeau ain't going anywhere. Not as long as Jalen Brunson is here. So if you had eyes on possibly being the head coach here over the next 3 to 4 years or whatever, it probably wasn't going to happen for you.
Hey, can I ask you a question about the captaincy thing? The captain.
Absolutely.
In holding a captain to a higher standard, should we expect the captain to be perfect in clutch moments?
No. But you expect him to come up big more times than not. Because there's no such thing as the perfect person. Nick Anderson robbed Michael Jordan.
Right.
And talk shit after.
Yep.
It's like that episode in the Brady Bunch when they go to Hawaii and they find that rare looking jewel, right?
In the cave. Yeah,
right? And they took it out. Bobby takes it out, and they go, well, oh my God, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. We're going to sleep with it. And all of a sudden, there's a tarantula spider crawling up one of them. The poor Greg almost dies in the water. Right. It's like some things you just don't disturb. You leave it alone.
Yeah, some grooves you just don't disturb, bro.
You're not going to be perfect, Freezy. See what I'm saying?
Understand.
And when he disturbed that groove, it made that guy like how Brunson is trying to emulate something like that by going back into the lab. It made that guy just go back into the lab and was like, "Oh,
to get a mic to grab." Yeah.
These motherfuckers don't forgot who I am. Nick, you talking smack? You think that beating that Elijah gave you in the finals or something? Wait till I catch you guys next year. And that's exactly what happened. All right. So the captain is not going to be perfect, Freezy. Ewing wasn't perfect. You know what I mean? And we know how we feel about those moments in those situations. And like we said, in having real, honest conversation. You don't think Pat and John has had an honest conversation about Game 6 and Game 7?
Right.
If you don't, then you're not really the friends that I would think, or the camaraderie that we saw with them on and off field. I saw Ewing give an interview, about a few months ago on the Mark Jackson show, right? And it was good. It was nice. It was friendly and whatever. But some of those honest questions or whatever, they didn't, pose to him and so forth, because when you post something like that, you're gonna have a real honest conversation.
Right.
That's not necessarily. We don't need to necessarily see it. But do I believe that they would have had to have a conversation 6 and 7? Absolutely. Do I believe that he would have gone to Riley and had an honest conversation as the captain about what happened in 6 and 7? Absolutely. If not, then the captaincy doesn't mean much. I saw where Alonzo Mourning said that was one of those games that when we beat them and we took their hearts. And they didn't want to go on anymore. Right. And he's like, Riley's in the back and was like, yo, I'm done. I don't want to go on anymore. I can't. This hurts too much. I'm giving it up. And Mourning is at to be the captain. He's the one that's like, oh, what are you talking about? You got to go out there and go face this team.
Right.
Got to go out there and go tell them, well, we're going to be back.
Right.
You're talking about you quitting. You that miserable. No, but that's what a captain does. A captain has to sometimes even galvanize the people up top.
Right. Right. That's how I feel about Lawrence Tears, bro. That's exactly how I feel about Lawrence Tears, man. In these moments, man, where some of us, like some of the Lawrence Tears family at times we'll get so frustrated with a moment, right? And not one person in particular, but it happens to all of us, right? Like say about 6 or 7 months ago, I was at a point where I was thinking like, bro, why is it that we can't all get on the same page so that we can and not, I'm not saying I don't want to do anything personal. I'm just saying just in general to your point about the Miami Heat. Right. Why can't we all get on the same page so that we can win? And I was at the point where I'm like, yo, you know what, man? Maybe we should just consider just not even doing it. If we can't. And then I'm not going to say who it was, but they called me and was like, nah, man, get out there and do that Pat Riley thing that AD just said, man, because people need you and you ain't going to never get no credit. People never gonna you know what I'm saying, never gonna give you props and all that stuff, but it's needed. We need this place for everybody to come. Don't you benefit? You benefit from it. I'm like, yeah, I benefit from it because it's my place to talk Knicks with AD, and it's my place to talk Knicks with others. And sometimes we get, as an individual, sometimes we'll get burnt out because you give it everything you have, or you feel as if you gave it everything that you have and you don't get that desired result and you just feel like you can't go on no more. But then somebody just gotta, jumpstart you again, like revive that thing. It happens, AD. That's what I'm glad you said that. That's because you saying that right now is like basically summarizing like what a lot of organizations go through when it comes to getting over the hump.
It was the same thing with Messier.
Over the hump.
It was the same thing with Messier.
Yeah.
We remember 94. right? But
No,
we
I don't
don't.
remember 94. I don't remember 94.
Well, we don't remember 90. If you remember 94, you damn sure don't remember 93.
No, I don't remember 93.
You know,
I
the year
remember
before.
95 though.
You know, this is a guy that when Messier got here, and he comes from Canada,
Edmonton.
Edmonton, and they won what 5-6. I think he was the
They
Hart.
look great.
I think he was the Hart Trophy winner, which is the equivalent to the MVP, the best player, whatever.
Yeah.
And he was seen like this because they made him the captain immediately, right? And everything goes left. They got to bring in Keenan. And whatever we think about Mike Keenan, and I know we done veered again because I used to love hockey. I still have
He came in from Toronto, right?
I think he came from Calgary. The Red Wings. I think it was the Red Wings he came from. Because Mike Keenan is like the Billy Martin of hockey. He done coached like 10 teams, at least. But in short spurts, right? For that guy, for his credit, in short spurts, when you needed to galvanize, he could do that for you. But to my Messier point, Messier comes in a year before in 93, the lights are off. They're kicked out. I mean, it looked like everything was going south. And he had been here now, when 94 comes around, I think he had been here now like 3 years. Somebody, hockey person, please fill me in on that point. I think he'd been here like 3 years. He might even won the MVP and everything, and things just weren't going to go right. And it took them to bring in Keenan, and it took them to make a couple other moves, and Brian Leach started to improve, and the goalie started to be who he needed to be, and everyone, and even in that, right? His captaincy moment, when they're up against, Jersey, right? And they're to Fetisov and all of them, and they're down.
Shout out to Jersey, by the way. Shout out to Jersey.
Oh my God, the Devils back in the 90s. The Devils and that goaltender, they had to rewrite the record books. You couldn't do nothing with the Devils.
Right.
Nothing. But to that point, when Messier has the hat trick, and he was like, "We will move on." It's why he is like, he's never going to pay for anything in these regions ever again in his life, because you remember the bravado, right? And there's a lot of guys, that will say, "We'll be here tomorrow. We'll see you Sunday. We'll see you whatever," right? And there's a lot of guys that missed the bus on the way to Sunday.
Right.
Biggest game of his life, hat trick.
Right.
And still, there's another mountain to climb, as we know about then. So that's what the captain does. The captain, he's the guy.
Right.
Sometimes you want him to be you would hope and pray that he's your best player, and you make that marriage and so forth. But when you truly have your best player as the captain, he's now the guy.
AD, I think this is going to be a very long conversation, and it's just because of all the stuff that you stated. Hey, listen, and for everybody watching, AD is probably in his prime moment right now. Right. So listen, man, let me do this. Let me do the super chat real quick. So Ralph Lewis, thank you for the generous contribution. Ralph Lewis says, "You guys made my day. My personal FBA show on the channel. Thanks for all the free content or free entertainment over the years. No chaser needed." The no chaser thing is an Anthony D exclusive.
We never needed a chaser.
Anytime you hear Anthony D's name, no chaser should automatically be the first reference point, right? Because it's like when you hear Uncle Freezy say "Bim," When you hear me say Bim, you know nothing else follows,
Nothing
right?
else follows.
But when you hear as soon as you see AD, you know that man is so smooth with the
No
points
chaser. No
that
chaser.
nothing else is required, right? So salute
Right.
to Ralph Lewis. I'm glad we can provide, this stuff. We're just sharing. So thank you for hanging out with us for all the years and all that stuff, man. We appreciate you, and you and everybody else coming through and rocking with us. AD is in his bag right now about
Well,
that.
it's an important, because at some point last week, I think you went over the history of the Knicks captains.
Or tried to, yeah.
Or tried to, and some of those names, no disrespect to any professional athlete, because you made it to where a place that I couldn't have made it, right? But some of those guys, the names that were the captains, I'm like, how did Steve Francis become a captain of the Knicks?
I don't know.
See that right there?
Yep.
If anybody's listening, well, people listen to me live and you're driving, if you swerved, I'm so sorry.
Yep.
Because that's what Freezy did to me. That's what Freezy did to me. It's like some of these guys, when you bring in, and I get it, new regimes, when they bring in and you're developing trust and, you're trying to establish new culture, I get it. It's tough. And you want to trust some people or whatever, but some things, some guys, you don't just pin it on them like the blue ribbon for participating.
Right. AD, you mind if I speak to that question that you asked? I just want to speak to that question that you asked. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I asked the question, I'm asking this question is not, or answering this question is not because I have a groundbreaking answer. I think I really want to answer the question because I think it kind of helps us get through certain moments, so to speak. And my answer to that question is, I feel as if James Dolan and upper management knew how important it is for the city to have a singular player to identify with, not on a exceptional skill level like Carmelo Anthony, right? Or not in a mentality level like Lance Thomas, right? And not on a amazing alien athlete level like Steve Francis, but on an everyday Joe outperforming his God-given skills level, like giving people hope in their job, whatever their walk of life is. You don't have to be an extraordinary human. You can be an ordinary human doing extraordinary stuff, right? And so the thing with Jalen Brunson's story is one of the tri-state area where an ordinary person is tasked to do extraordinary stuff consistently. Now, will they be perfect in that? No, right? They won't be perfect in that. He won't be perfect in everything he does, and reasonable minds shouldn't expect him to be perfect. What they should expect him to be is consistent, right? Consistent in the effort he gives, consistent in his personality, consistent in other type things, right? Just like when you look at Derek Jeter was not extraordinary in one thing or the other. There's one thing, and I'm going to get to that. He was not an extraordinary looking human being, right? Tall shortstops during that time was not rare when you think about your Hanley Ramirez's, your A-Rods, your
Garcia Parra.
yeah, Edgar Renteria's.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So tall shortstops was not a rare occurrence, right? But being an ordinary person doing extraordinary stuff made us respect, or made y'all respect. I'm a Mets fan, but made people respect Derek Jeter in that he was consistent at his job every day and he showed up. Not always during the games, But in the press conferences, when they failed, Derek Jeter was at the booth. Right? When they succeeded, Derek Jeter was in the booth. Right? When times were hard, Derek Jeter was there taking questions. Did he always give you the answer he wanted? That you wanted? No. But he was present and accountable. Right? And so when it comes to like the captain thing, the bar is set so high for a New York athlete, and Jalen Brunson meets that bar by just being himself. It's almost like he's destined to be that guy for the Knicks, right? Because of his personality type. So when it comes to the captain part and the Jalen Brunson part, Jalen Brunson is perfect for the role, and Knicks fans are perfect for him. But the organization realizes this is a match made in heaven. This is exactly what this New York Knicks franchise needs right now, and they provided it.
Yeah. Yeah, because you could have given Randall the captaincy, right? Randall was here. Randall chose to come here during a time where, we remember what happened that July, the colossal failures, right? But he still came, right? Even through that first year, I'm on record. I wanted him gone, right? Came back, became all NBA, right? Knicks get back to the playoffs. That's long before we even thought of a Jalen Brunson. That situation could happen. So why not give it to him? Why? It's how things are gravitating to this guy.
Right.
And how they're building their situation with this guy. And it's no slight to Randall. Because you could give it to him. Because why? He'd been there. Hurt, came back, hurt, come back.
Yeah.
Right? But like I said, it's just not the situation that they're building with this guy. And that's all it is. And you want someone that's to all of the points that you mentioned. You want that guy to be able to be that stand-up guy. And we're going to have...
Does Jalen Brunson show up in big moments? I think that's the question. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Now, does he thrive in every big moment? No. But no. I think he's... If you count 10 times, I think Jalen Brunson shows up 7 out of 10 times. Right? It's just the 3 times he doesn't show up. I think we've been extremely shorthanded, and or it was a pivotal moment where one moment feels like 10 moments.
Right? See, the idea, Freezy, is to not win the championship with him as the leading man. The idea is to win the championship. If he just so happens to be the leading man, great.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? It's not Jalen Brunson and the Knicks.
No.
It's the Knicks.
It's just the Knicks.
He's the guy that they're alluding to lead this ship, because that's what a captain is supposed to do. And it just so happens that he's the best player, and they put the marriage together, and that's what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you remember when Russell Wilson in that last play against the Patriots? I don't care what nobody says. They wanted Russell Wilson to be the star.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because Freezy, if you remember the sequence of plays that got them to that point, right? And I'm old enough to remember Biner walking into the end zone against Denver, and yet still somebody picked his pocket from behind.
Yep. Right? His receiver didn't block his man, and the receiver's man came in and blindsided him, bro.
People don't remember Ernest Biner. Ernest Biner was a great running back in the 80s.
Running back. Now, is it the receiver's fault Ernest Biner fumbled? No. But because ball security is if you can't secure the ball, you're not a running back. I don't care how fast you are, right?
right?
The receiver didn't block his man. It's a circumstance. These things.
It happened, right?
Right.
But I would give it to, in that situation, 10 times out of 10, I would go back and I'd give it to Biner yet again.
Again.
The same thing with Pittsburgh when they gave it to the bus and he fumbled on the one. They were lucky to get this one. Remember when he fumbled on the one?
Yeah, they ran the dude down.
But 10 times out of 10, I'd give it to him again.
Right.
He's the boss.
AD, you know what? And let me add another moment that's very slept on. You remember the Super Bowl in New Orleans where the lights kept going out, the 49ers and the Ravens?
Yes.
And you remember the 49ers could not hit the football. And every time they gave it to Frank Gore, he would break off these long runs. Remember the reason why they were in the red zone is because Frank Gore broke off like a 50-yard run, right? And they get in the red zone and start throwing a fade to Michael Crabtree.
It made no sense. If you wanted for my guy to be the hero, right? His name is skipping me right now. We know the phenomenon. You know, he left the league and whatever, blackmailed him or whatever. Right. It made no sense. If you wanted him to be the star, remember that guy was uber. And hold on, give me his name again. I'm losing. The quarterback.
What you got? The
quarterback was San Fran at the time.
Kaepernick,
right? If you wanted to use Kaepernick to his umpteenth maximum, why not run the ball with him?
Why not? Yeah, give him a run pass option.
Give him a run pass. You throwing these damn fades. You're on the 1 yard line and you're throwing 15-yard fades to the back of the end zone. What sense can that possibly make? Zero.
The
shortest distance in the point is what? Straight line.
Yeah.
I heard, you remember the great old NFL films, right? With snowing tundra of Lambeau Field with John Facenda. One of my favorite
like a blistering.
And one of my favorite ones is like the old championship game, Dallas against Green Bay.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Lombardi. Doomsday defense. The 10 minus sub-zero, whatever the hell the temperature is, you see the smoke blowing out of people's faces. And at some point, Star goes to Lombardi and is like, we can kick the field goal.
Yeah.
Lombardi's like, if we have to kick a field goal from 1 yard, we don't deserve it. Yeah. We don't deserve to be the world champions.
Yeah.
Right? Because you know how many things can happen right there on a cold ass day like that?
Yeah.
The ball easily hike through your leg, the kicker got a plant on a frozen field. He's like, right then and there, every calculation that could go wrong, I want to believe went through his head. And he's like, no, hell no, we ain't kicking no damn field goal.
We're going to quarterback sneak and drink champagne in 5 minutes.
Yes. Yeah. Because why? Those guys can't stand on the other side of it because everything is frozen. Everything is even. They can't stop you.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what it is sometimes. Or you can't mess around. It takes the leader of the team because Star could have went back there. Star could have easily went up there and called the audible.
He was the best quarterback in the league at that time. He could have
at that time, right? He could have came back and said whatever. But coach, leader to on-field general, we're saying, okay, this is the mission.
So the point we're making is put the ball in Jalen Brunson's hands.
Put the ball in Jalen Brunson's hands.
That's the simplest way to put it. Yeah, that's it. You put the ball in Brunson's hands and live with it. Right? That's as simple as what we're saying.
Freezy, look at when Magic Johnson takes that hook shot against Boston, Freezy.
You know, Kareem was wide open.
Kareem is what? If Ewing was wide open in '94, Kareem was wide open. There's nobody between Kareem and the basket.
And the Celtics knew Magic wasn't passing. That's why they put 2 people on him and one other was on the way They were about to triple team Magic until he got the little jump hook up, the baby hook.
I tell people all the time, the Magic Johnson that I grew up with, 99.9% of the time, he makes that pass. He would have seen that pass. He'd have seen the play because Mikhail jumps out on him, right, off the pick and roll. And there's Kareem. Kareem is waving his arms like a traffic controller.
Hey, look at me. Look at me. I'm the GOAT. Look at me. I'm the GOAT. Yeah. Yeah.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Magic was like, I remember the previous time we was here in these moments.
Yeah.
They expect me to.
Tragic Johnson moment. The Tragic Johnson moment.
The man takes a 20-foot running hook shot.
Baby hook. Yep. Over 2 7-footers.
Over 2 7-footers. You can't make that up. You can't. You really can't.
But it worked, so we live with it.
And you live with it again because why? That was your guy.
That was your guy.
And he wasn't the captain. Kareem was.
No. That's why they call him Cap. That's why they call him Cap.
Right?
That's why they call him Cap.
But at that moment in time, the changing of the guard was official.
Yeah. Yeah.
Changing of the guard was official. Because somebody taking a hook shot is not named Kareem.
Wasn't even a thing. Invented on the fly. You never saw that shot from Magic before that.
Shot before. I can't remember him doing it again.
Yeah,
but I remember that moment. I remember that shot. I remember where I was.
So my thing with Jalen Brunson being the captain is the Knicks are in a peculiar place where we feel like we're championship contenders. Man, I don't care nothing about the Celtics, bro. Like in right now, I feel like the Knicks are better than the Boston Celtics. And I know there are people out there thinking I'm talking Homer talk. Nah, man, I watch basketball, bro. I watch all teams, bro. I watch all the NBA teams. I feel like the Knicks are better, right? From a personnel standpoint and from a dog standpoint, right? The Celtics, don't get it twisted. The Celtics have dogs, bro. Drew Holiday is a dog, bro. I don't care what nobody. Drew Holiday is if we had him, we'd be undisputed NBA favorites. If we had him to go with Brunson, it'd be undisputed, right? Right?
But they're the hunted.
And they had Derek White. Derek White is a dog, bro. I don't care what nobody say. Jaylen Brown is a Doberman, bro. Like people sleep on the dog in Jaylen Brown, right?
But they're the hunted, Freezy.
Huh? No. I'm not. Yeah, they are the hunted.
Okay.
But I'm doing a comparison though.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm saying is the Knicks have dogs, bro. The Knicks are beyond though. The Knicks have wolves, bro. Like, see, a dog is gonna get fed, right? You know, a dog is gonna get fed, bro. Dog gonna come around to the same spot every day, eat out his bowl. Some intruder come, they gonna bark their head off. The Knicks have wolves, bro. See, the canines that we have, they don't have certain meals, bro. They don't have a guaranteed place to rest, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna go to the vet. These dudes, championship to them is uncharted territory, bro. Dante was on the Bucks roster, but he was injured when they won their championship. Right? Mikal Bridges was there and he lost the championship. He was the addition of Mikal Bridges, bro, is so underrated beyond on the court stuff. Mikal Bridges can legit go to Jalen Brunson and be like, yo, you mad that you were up 2-0 against Indiana and y'all lost in game 7? I lost. I had a 2-0 lead with Phoenix in the finals and lost 4 in a row. Giannis. So y'all feel like y'all mad because y'all were up 2-0
to a hurt Giannis.
Yes. Y'all think y'all
let's never forget that, to a hurt Giannis.
Right. That's the point that I'm getting. That's why I'm saying, like, when we have these conversations, right, about And what I like to say is like, yo, we got to hold things in context. Is Mikal Bridges an excellent player? Yes. Right? Yes. But Mikal Bridges legit was on a team of great players that was up 2-0 in the finals and lost 4 in a row and gave up 50 points in a closeout game.
A 50 burger.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about battle scars and all of that stuff, bro, Mikal Bridges, Dante are the type to say for all the people that are say Randall's got to show me in the playoffs. Granted, duly noted, right? But the dudes that are here, the OG Anunoby, he was on that championship roster in Toronto. OG got a ring, but he was hurt. Dante was on a team that won a championship, but he was hurt, right? Mikal Bridges was on a in theory a championship team until they lost 4 in a row, right? These dudes, what we're gonna do it is by committee, bro. We're gonna be a Wolfpack type team where every day, every team we play, we're not gonna go out. We're not gonna have the king of the jungle out there most nights, right? Most nights when we play, Brunson may be the best player. He may not be, but his supporting cast is the best supporting cast in the NBA. And as Knicks fans, we got to remember that. Like, we are gonna hunt teams in packs, bro. Like that's how we are gonna win, right? That's how we're gonna win because we have enough dudes that are bought in on a nightly basis to not let their foot off the gas because they'll see what the repercussions are. And the irony is Dante DiVincenzo in street clothes was looking at one of his best friends on the other side lose to him in the finals. That's another thing that we don't talk. Mikal Bridges legit was watching Dante DiVincenzo celebrate an NBA championship, even though Dante
It has to hurt. It has to hurt.
Yeah, man. These are the type of things
the ring fits the same. You know, your share doesn't go down just because that's your man on the other side. That you got to do it to him. You know what I mean? Like you gotta hold that. You know, you really do.
Right.
You really do. But I get your point, Freezy. They got guys that have unfinished business.
Hey, great way to put it. Great way to put it.
They got guys that got unfinished business, and to me, you always want to keep Boston as the hunted, as something to shoot for, because they should be. And I thought about something recently after some of our conversations I think we had at night, and the one thing that I would want a champion to be is fat and happy after you won the championship.
Ooh.
A la Dallas.
Yeah.
Does Boston look fat and happy right now?
No.
They done disturbed the bees for the honey. They done slighted Tatum in France.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't put his man on the team, right?
Right.
They upset. No one's giving him respect. You don't really hear. This is not like a championship that Boston has won before. You'd have gotten a lot more, international brouhaha, for this championship. I think they could be looking at this like, you know what? We're going to circle the hatches, which is a good thing. That means that you'll be focused completely on them as the champions. Not that there's any other pieces that can't knock you off and you don't got to be wary of, but they may not be fat and happy. They may not be Dallas of 2011.
Right. Right.
Because that's all you needed. It's some motivation.
They were down 2-0 also, right? I think they were down 2-0 to Miami. I think, y'all. I think it was something like Dallas was down in this. Excuse me. Dallas was down in the series. I can't remember exactly what the nomenclature was, but AD, I will say this though. Regardless what you have to prove to the skeptics, Boston has a target on their back. Every night this year that they play, they're coming in as the defending NBA champs.
Yep.
Right. So they're gonna get a team's best effort every night.
Yep.
Right? Because if you're just a random, if you're playing if you're Bilal Coulibaly and you're playing Boston on TV, bro, this is your night to jump onto the grand stage. It's the Buster Douglas moment. It's the Hakeem Rahman moment.
Yes.
Right? Where the champ is in here with you, and this is your time to get your name into the conversation. And Boston is going to face that 82 times.
Yes. They're young enough, Freezy, to withstand something like that.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? They were young enough. Like, do they take, like, all right, we'll show y'all, and we know the Knicks are coming. See, the danger in the climb, Freezy, is you can get complacent. That's not what I feel from this, nowhere near from this Knicks organization.
Okay.
I felt it with Memphis a couple of years ago.
Okay.
They thought they arrived because they had a decent showing in the playoffs.
Right.
And the wheels.
That's their history, though. That's who they are.
Yes, but not as bad with the Zach Randolphs and the Gasols. They were knocking on the door, and they fired a coach that won 58 games 2 years in a row and whatever.
Lionel Hollins. Yep.
Lionel Hollins.
Yep.
Somehow, some way, that Memphis team started walking around like we're the next in line.
Yeah.
And just like that, it went away.
Right.
Same thing with the Clippers before.
Yep.
Next in line. Just like that, it went away.
And for that reason, I think appointing Jalen Brunson, the captain of the Knicks, was the perfect move at this moment. Because don't forget, the Knicks have lost in the second round of the playoffs 2 years in a row. Right? And the Knicks could easily say, you know what, the second round, as long as we make the second round, we'll let the thing, organically, in 5 years, we'll win a championship, give Tom Thibodeau 5 more years to get to the mountaintop. And then we'll be, bro. When you push, AD, you play poker?
I started the conversation saying I was at poker last night.
Okay. So he wasn't cold for anything. It wasn't.
No, me and my people was out for real, playing poker till 3 o'clock this morning. I think, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So the Knicks could easily be one of those teams that says, you know what, we were trashed for so long. What we'll do is just continue to make the playoffs. Second round is our floor, right? And then we'll wait till one of our players gets hot and takes us on a glorious run to a championship. Kind of like the example that AD said with Mark Messier. The glorious run and finally it's destiny. Or you could say the time is now and we're going to take advantage of this window here. We're going to push all our chips into the table for this 3-year window. And this is burn all the resources. We're this close. We're just going to go for it. Right? We can just do that. And in my mind, I think the Knicks are doing that. It's the reason why you're like, hey, listen, man, we're not going to continue to talk about this Julius Randle extension and all that stuff during the summer. We're going to talk about Jalen Brunson being the captain.
Yes.
Right? We're not going to talk about, how the roster may need a tweak here or there, because every NBA roster needs a tweak here or there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about the positive stuff. We're moving in this direction, and you can move with us, or you can try to catch up with us later on. But we're not going to stop reaching for this thing that the Knicks fan base has been wanting us to get for 50 years.
They have, at first I didn't understand why they chose the cloak and dagger ways of spinning the narrative and spinning their own narratives, because it almost seemed like they were trying to keep something from us, their fan base. But I kind of get it now. They're just working at their own pace, and they're going to control and put things out and project how they seem fit, as long as it's moving in the direction that the fans are okay with, right? I'm sure every media person was shocked that they had a media session for Jalen Brunson's MVP. This is not what they do. But this is what they do. They'll put it out when they want to.
Yeah.
Right? We're not going to talk about rent. I'm sure they don't tell it. We're not going to talk about no Randall extension. We're not going to talk about no. We're talking about Jalen Brunson and him being the captain,
right.
and the importance of it.
But basically, they're saying, man, listen, distractions on a championship run are harder to deal with than your opponent on the floor, right? You don't want to deal with distractions. Distractions is like giving your opponent extra pieces on the floor. We don't want to have distractions. We just want to focus on the stuff that we can control. The things that are out of our control, we'll leave them over there and let it sort itself out. But the things that are in our control, we're going to double down on that stuff.
Yeah. Because where are there more trappings?
Interesting.
Where are there more trappings when you're good? I heard Channing Frye say they wasn't even winning games like that, and they was treating them like they were the next best thing.
Yeah.
They went in 25 to 30 games in Channing Frye's tenure here with the Knicks, and they treating him like they're something special.
He never paid for a steak. Them dudes was winning 27 games, and he ain't paid for a steak in 2 years.
Can you imagine this team?
Yeah.
As the wins start coming in, bulks and it takes off again, and everyone is trying to get an interview, and everyone are the Knicks the next? Because that's going to be the next. Are the Knicks the Knicks are the and the more the wins are coming in,
Right.
Yeah, that's why you have a Tom Thibodeau keeping his foot on the pedal the way he does sometimes, Freezy. To keep the distractions. Like, this is the focus. You 25 years old, you complain about playing 35s a game. Maybe you should be playing another sport.
Maybe you should be playing golf. But to your point, to that point, the minutes per game thing, my opinion is make sure we get, I don't care how many games, just get to the playoffs healthy. Just do that. Right? Regardless of the strike, because I spoke to the minutes and blowouts and all that stuff. But the basis for that is not that Tom Thibodeau is a bad coach. It's the fact that over the years, we have not gotten to the playoffs healthy. So however I'm like, you remember that Oleta Adams song, I don't care how you get here, just get here if you can.
Get there if you can.
That's where I am with the NBA Finals. I don't care how you get here, just get here if you can. Right? She started the song. You can get here by railway. You can get here by trailways. As soon as I heard that, I was like, bro, if you remember trailways, you desperate, bro. You really
Trailways.
You with trailways.
But that was that era.
Yeah, trail.
You couldn't ask 10 people. You could ask 10 people randomly. Trailways. And like, what? Trail mix?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I want no damn dry ass trail mix. What the hell was a trailway? They were like they were trying to knock Greyhound out of business.
They were trying to knock Greyhound out of business and certain routes, bro.
They just ain't had the stomach for it.
Yeah.
They had the long range stomach for it.
Like Sports Channel and ESPN. They didn't have the long-term stamina to stay in the fight.
They just didn't see what the internet was going to be.
Yeah.
No one did, Freezy. We've had this conversation before. No one. Is that Danny Landis? Salute my guy, Danny Landis. JPP NYC. IBM Dre. Salute my guy, Nick Nation.
David, y'all gotta start shouting out David Smith, man.
No, I shouted out David early when you
shouted out David. Okay.
Yeah, when you have computer difficulties, I shouted out David.
Okay.
Absolutely, and everyone else in the chat. Freezy, I gotta run, but you know what it is.
I heard the Jets were asking you to play quarterback.
No, they actually want me to be the team trainer. Get everybody healthy, baby. We rapping everybody in bubble wrap until we sipping champagne.
Let me ask one question. I'm gonna ask because I had this question. I've been wanting to ask it all week. And we could just try to keep it 2 minutes so AD can get out of here. So AD in chat, how would you guys feel if at the end of March the Knicks have 50 wins or so? Listen, what I'm saying. At the end, March 22nd, the Knicks have 50 wins. Do you shoot for 60 wins and be an all-time great, or do you look at the roster and just try to coast into the playoffs at a specific seed and rest some guys? Just real quick in about 90 seconds, AD, what do you think?
I think we just get to the playoffs and we forego all-time stuff. For me, at least. I don't care about that. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I just want to win the championship. I want to enjoy the ride winning the championship.
Right.
I want to be able to come on here after probably a week of some serious drunken Caligula type of activities as I'm celebrating the Knicks championship.
I'll be in the
You know, then I want to be able to give my, pride of the Yankee speech as I'm saying that this is it as I walk into the sunset like Shane. This is it, Freezy. I'm telling you, Freezy.
Right.
That's it. That's all I want. That's all I care about. I don't care about nothing else. I just want to win the championship and sort my life out after then.
Right.
Because I'm going to need some sorting out after then.
After that, bro. After that, bro.
That's it.
We can get us a condo in Coney Island, bro.
That's it. It's over.
Just have the drink menu ready, man.
It's over.
And cigar menu, bro. I might not even eat, bro.
We got Ike BM Dre bringing them in, exotic. We gonna leave you right there. Yo, we don't know where the show started, but we damn know where it ended with you. Thank you again for joining Uncle Freezy and myself as we dip out into the whirlwind. Garvey.
Yeah. Look out your window. Knicks fans is on your block. Y'all know the Knicks run the city. Pull them shades back. Look out your window. Look down there on the block. That's Knicks fans right there. It's about that time. It's about that time of the week where you get ready for your work week with the man that is so smooth he does not require a chaser. Your main man, the real Anthony D, and your main